a visitor from the city. It was early Saturday morning. The birds were singing outside, and the sun was just starting to shine through the window. I woke up slowly and looked at the clock. 7:30 a.m. I was not in my own bed. I was at my parents' house in a small countryside town. I had traveled from the big city the night before to visit them for the weekend. My name is Lucas. I live in São Paulo, but my parents live in a small town called Serra Branca. It's quiet, peaceful, and full of trees, birds, and fresh air. I hadn't been there for months, and I missed them. I heard footsteps in the hallway. My mom was already awake, walking toward the kitchen. I smiled. Lucas, are you awake? She called. She called. Yes, Mom. Good morning. I answered. She laughed. Come, have a breakfast. Your dad already made coffee. A slow and sweet morning. I got up, put on my slippers, and walked to the kitchen. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air. My dad was sitting at the table, reading the newspaper. Hey, son, he said. Slept well? Very well, Dad. This house is always quiet. On the table there was bread, butter, cheese, papaya, and of course, coffee. We sat down and talked about life. I told them about my job, my apartment in the city, and the traffic. They told me about their garden, the new neighbor, and the dog that barked every night. We also have a surprise, my mom said, smiling. A surprise? I asked. You'll see this afternoon, she said. I was curious, helping around the house. After breakfast, I helped my dad in the backyard. He was fixing the fence. This old wood is weak, he said. We need to replace it. I held the new wooden boards while he used the hammer. We talked about football and laughed about old stories from when I was a teenager. I felt relaxed. I hadn't done anything physical in a while. Then my mom asked for help with the plants. We watered her flowers, removed dry leaves, and planted some basil. I love the smell of basil, she said. It reminds me of your grandmother. I smiled. Saturdays, Saturdays like that reminded me of my childhood. The special visitor. Around 1 p.m., lunch was ready. Rice, beans, salad, and roasted chicken with potatoes. Mom, this is the best food ever, I said, eating happily. Then the doorbell rang. He is here, my mom said. Who? I asked. She opened the door, and a tall man walked in. He was about my age. Lucas, I am Daniel, your cousin from Curitiba. I was surprised. I hadn't seen Daniel in almost 10 years. Wow, I didn't know you were coming. Your mom invited me. I've just moved to a town nearby, he said. We hugged, laughed, and sat down together for lunch. The table was full of food and stories. Afternoon walk and talk. After lunch, Daniel and I decided to take a walk around the neighborhood. The streets were calm. Some children played soccer in the park. Old men sat on benches, talking about politics and prices at the supermarket. So, how is life in Curitiba? I asked. I lived there for many years, Daniel said, but now I got a new job in a nearby town. I moved last week. It's much quieter. We talked about life, dreams, and how fast passes. Remember remember when we played video games as kids? I said, yes, at your house with chips and soda. We laughed a lot. I felt good to reconnect. Old photos and memories. When we got back, my mom brought out an old photo album. Look at this, she said. You were both so small. We saw pictures of birthday parties, Christmas nights, and vacations at the beach. There were even photos of our old dog Rex. I miss those days, I said. Me too, Danielle added. We spent more than an hour looking at the photos and remembering the good times. My parents told stories that made us laugh until our stomachs hurt. Evening with music and stars. As the sun went down, my dad turned on his old radio. He played some classic Brazilian songs, Tim Maia, Roberto Carlos, and Elis Regina. This is the music of my yo, he said, dancing a little. We sat on the porch. The sky was full of stars. There was no noise, only the sound of crickets and music in the background. We drank warm tea with lemon, and my mom brought some homemade cake. Mom, you should open a bakery, I joked. She laughed. Maybe when I retire. Maybe when I retire, she said. A peaceful night. Around 9 p.m., we started feeling sleepy. Daniel would sleep in the guest room. I would sleep in my old bedroom. Thanks for inviting me, Daniel said. It was great to see you again, I replied. Before going to bed, I went outside one last time. I looked at the stars. I felt calm and happy. Saturday at my parents' house was more than a break. It was a time to slow down, reconnect, and remember who I was. Sunday morning and goodbye. The next morning, we had breakfast together. Then it was time to say goodbye. Come back soon, Lucas, my mom said, hugging me. Bring Daniel next time too, my dad added. I smiled. I will. As I drove back to the city, I felt full of peace. Saturdays like that are rare and special. The end. I hope you liked this podcast. Could you answer me a question? What was the thing that made his friend Daniel move to a nearby town? Answer in the comments. See you in the next episode. Be safe.